Hello YouTube, this is Donnie Lester for Pagan Fellowship. I'm your host. This is the Yule / Winter Solstice poem that is for, well, it's in this book, and I've already, this one is freaking awesome. Anyway, let's get started with it because it's rather long, and I'd like to go to bed at some point tonight, being that it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. Let's see. Morning light will flood the chamber. Winter solstice sun. Energy unfolding. Saturn's rule has just begun. Crystals formed of ice and frost. Freeze field and forest green. While mighty oak and holly fight for favors from our queen. The great wheel brings conception, birth, and death as days of yore. Each bonfire on the ley line honors what has gone before. 7 planets, 7 spheres. 7 gates swing open. I lift my arms and call the charge, the incantation spoken. I conjure water spirits, pour forth the sacred winds. Come hither, O great fire. The magic now begins. Solar vapors of starry heavens, clouds and earth and waves, unite in your perfection on this shortest solstice day. I hold the key of secrets, and the phantoms will avail. The crossroads shimmer open as the rod connects to Grail. 7 planets, 7 spheres. 7 gates swing open. I lift my arms and call the charge, the incantation spoken. Bare-boned Yule logs burning, each spark of a blessing's bringing. Red and green the sacred blood of past and future kings. Mistletoe and bayberry, winter's leaves and resin. Spices and myrrh and evergreen connect the earth to heaven. Through scented smoke and sacred prayer, I manifest goodwill. Bring peace and joy to hearth and home, and every wish fulfill. 7 spheres and 7 planets, 7 gates swing open. I lift my arms and call the charge, the incantation spoken. Now, I wanted to go into a couple of things. I talked about 7 spheres and 7 planets. At that time period, the technology for astrological viewing was very limited, so they could only see literally 7 planetary bodies. It spoke of... Let's see, where's the... Something else I wanted to bring up, but I cannot seem to find it. Here we go. Rod connects to Grail. Now, what it's talking about is the athame and the chalice, which are 2 very basic tools. Pretty much every pagan has one on their altar, or in their hand, depending on what they're particularly doing during that part of the ritual. But the athame is the not only the physical, it's not only a representation of either the fire or the wind, it is also the physical representation of the god's penis, or as we call it, the phallus, or as it was once spoken. That's the old terminology for a man's penis, was phallus. Now, anyway, and the Grail was the womb of the goddess, or in my belief is. But that is the part of the poem where that is mentioned, is that they unite, and that's what it is. That's what that meant. And I already clarified the gates and whatnot, or the 7 planets, 7 spheres. So, I guess I don't need to create a video to request this, but if you guys have any ideas for any of the holidays, don't hesitate to comment me. Oh, and if you need a typed out version of the invocations, or if you just like to have a typed out version of the just general information that I give, like the dates, the planetary, the age of the holidays, all that kind of stuff, don't hesitate to email me. I'll put that email available on the main page for this particular account, although I already have it on my personal one, but I'm sorry guys, it's bugging the crud out of me. I don't wear glasses often, I wear contacts most of the time. Anyway, but if you want a typed out version of that, go ahead and email me, and I will email you an actual typed out version of this so that you don't have to sit there and listen to this video over and over and over again to get all the wording in, because I know it's a lot of wording. I spent an hour and a half scribing it from my source book and into my Book of Shadows, so it can get pretty rough. And I'd love to have lots of ideas and lots of comments on how I can improve my podcasting. Unfortunately, right now, the way it's going, because I'm doing direct uplinks, I can't get my thing to work right. And I'd like to do a shout out to Chrissy. Thank you for the suggestion. I haven't had a chance to actually try it yet, but I will surely try it, because I'd love to be able to record nonstop as long as I needed to, so I don't have to break them up into parts. But because this is actually a director's account, so I have no time limit when I put my own videos that I've made, not the uplinked ones. I have no time limit, just a megabyte limit. But we are sadly reaching the end of our time for this show. But if you guys, seriously, if you guys have any ideas that you want posted, just send me some ideas for the holidays. Tell me what holiday it is and the ideas for it. And I will be glad to post updates to the idea sections of my videos for everybody to enjoy. A few things I've done for Yule, and I've always enjoyed it, is, like I said before, I got the little wreaths and I put my candle holders in the center of them. They're basically like your door wreaths, but they're a little bit smaller. They're like for like small apartment doors or whatever. They're little wreaths about that big around, and they're just around enough on the inside where you can slide a large candle holder into the center of them. And it makes a really neat little festive thing you can do. You can also get different colored altar cloths. You can decorate your athame with ribbons, different colored ribbons that are braided together. I knew one guy, he would take one string a year and braid it into an already pre-existing braid that was on it when he bought it, and he'd braid it in every year, and he had, I'm not joking, a braid that big around when I met him. He actually had to take it off and start over again, and that braid sits on his altar, and it goes around the front edge of his altar, and he does not have a small altar, but it is that big around. It's freaking huge. So it is really cool. Another thing you can do is you can take regular Christmas ornaments and take them and hang them around the edges of your altar if you have one that you can actually hang stuff on. Or you can take hooks and stuff like that and actually hook the hook those balls on the edge of around your altar. They're really cool, and they do make a really cool effect if you actually happen to be outside and have a bonfire in your sacred circle, because the reflection is really, really neat. Like I said, you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I'll put it on there. I'll make updates to the idea sections of my videos. I'd love to hear from you guys on topics that you'd like discussed on here. I'm running out of ideas here. Obviously, I have plenty of holidays left to continue to go on, but I'd like to have other things discussed and brought up and talked about on this site. And I'd like to thank all of my new subscribers. Thank you very much. I can't remember. Yeah, there is one new subscriber I'd like to mention. I cannot pronounce your name, but thank you for joining us. And, well, I'm going to have to end this video and do some more research for more. Have a blessed night and a wonderful following day. Blessed be everybody.